Hey, quick note. You guys have all been here before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a reminder. I've noticed this on the video feed. It's not really a problem for the radio thing because I can, through processing and editing, take care of it. But make sure, especially if you're a soft-spoken type of person, make sure you lean in and give me some good levels on the microphone because I've noticed on the video feed here, I can hardly hear some of you. So, and that's not good because you all have such important things to say. All right? All right, and with that, if everybody's ready, audio, video, okay, let's get after this thing and get her done. Welcome to Academic Challenge. My name is Jim Gifford, your host and moderator, and we welcome you to the semifinals of our single elimination tournament here to wrap up this year's Academic Challenge. Tonight we are featuring teams from St. Joe and Bridgman in the semifinals. WSJM's Academic Challenge featuring scholastic competition involving high schools from Berrien, Cass, and Van Buren counties. Sponsored by Southwestern Michigan College, Lake Michigan College, Western Michigan University Southwest, and by Chemical Bank. So let's meet the teams, and we'll start with Bridgman. Step up to the microphone if you would be so kind and identify yourselves, please.
Stephen Walker.
Ryan High.
Jason Chang.
Michael Preston.
Stephen, you are the captain. Your coach is...
Mrs. Veldman.
And from St. Joe.
Trevor Greisinger, Jr.
Patrick Fisher.
Fang Bo Yen, Jr.
Julia Spiegel.
And Trevor, you're the captain. Your coach is?
Gary Etter.
All right. Welcome, one and all. Here are the basic rules. During the first and second halves, we announce the value of each question before it's asked. When you press your button, you must wait to be recognized. First time around, if you mess up on that, I'll give you a warning. Second time, I'll disallow your answer, and the competition will get a chance to steal, in effect. There is no consultation allowed in these rounds. There is in the 60-second round, but we'll explain that later. I'll be your scorekeeper and co-judge, along with our friend Bill Klein here, who will be asking the questions. And if everybody is ready, Bill, it is all yours.
For 5 points, she is mentioned 5 times in the book of Genesis, but only in the context of being one of a group of who is present. This is surprising considering how talented and efficient she must have been to have been suddenly uprooted from her home and asked to set up housekeeping in a gopher wood vessel filled with birds, snakes, insects, and full-grown animals of every species. This woman, who kept everything in order for 12 months, is known to us today not by her own name, but only as what?
Trevor, St. Joe.
The wife of Noah.
That is a correct answer for 5 points. This is a math question for 10 points. Find the product of paren P plus 3 closed paren P minus 3 closed paren.
Funbo, St. Joe.
Peter the Fourth, minus 9p squared.
What did you say? P to the fourth?
Fourth.
It's an incorrect answer.
Bridgman, take a shot. Stephen?
P squared minus 9.
That's a correct answer for 10 points. For 15 points, what phrase from Henry David Thoreau's Walden means to act according to the dictates of one's own conscience?
Funbo, St. Joe.
Self-reliance.
Incorrect.
Bridgman. 5 seconds.
It's March to the Beat of a Different Drummer. It was close, but couldn't give you that one. For 10 points, who was the last president to have served in the Civil War? He was also the last president to engage in a war for territorial expansion.
Trevor, St. Joe.
Zachary Taylor.
Incorrect.
Bridgman, 5 seconds. Stephen?
Hayes.
McKinley. A math question for 20 points. What is the area under the curve y equals sine x between x equals 0 and x equals pi?
Michael, Bridgman.
0.
Incorrect answer.
Funbo, St. Joe.
1.
Incorrect. It was 2. For 10 points, look at a map of Western Europe, and you can easily see that Denmark borders only one country. What is that country?
Patrick, St. Joe.
Germany.
That is a correct answer for 10 points. For 5 points, a prison, an enclosed rectangular area often found on college campuses, and 1 quadrillion British thermal units can all be expressed by the same 4-letter word. What is the word?
Ryan, Bridgman.
Quad.
That is a correct answer for 5 points. For 10 points, what 2 4-letter words describe the 2 main ingredients in beer?
Funbo, St. Joe.
Hops and malt.
That is a correct answer for 10 points, and I want to know how you know that. For 10 points, a math question. A car traveled for 6 hours at an average speed of 40 miles per hour. It averaged only 30 miles per hour on the return trip. What was the average speed to the nearest mile for the round trip?
And Jason, Bridgman.
35 miles per hour.
Incorrect.
St. Joe. 5 seconds.
$34 miles per hour. Ooh. For 5 points, the first plays in Europe were of what nationality?
Julia, St. Joe.
Greek.
That is a correct answer for 5 points. For 20 points, if you set sail due east from Cape Horn, what is your next landfall?
Trevor, St. Joe.
Madagascar.
Incorrect.
Bridgman. Ryan.
India.
Incorrect. This is one of those goofy ones. Nowhere. You'd be sailing until you return to Cape Horn. Oh. For 15 points, federal judges appointed under the Judiciary Act of 1801 were given what nickname?
Patrick, St. Joe.
Midnight Judges.
That is a correct answer for 15 points. For 5 points, the scientific study of the life and culture of ancient peoples, what no longer exist, is called what?
Julia, St. Joe.
Anthropology.
Incorrect.
Bridgman. Stephen.
Archaeology.
That is a correct answer for 5 points. For 15 points, levels of this anion are regulated by the same mechanism that controls calcium levels. Name this ion found in the blood and in the backbone of DNA.
Trevor, St. Joe.
Phosphate.
That is a correct answer for 15 points. For 20 points, the lady or the tiger grips the reader, but leaves him at the brink, never learning the story's conclusion. Who is responsible for this uncertainty, which has affected millions of readers?
Michael, Bridgman.
The author.
Incorrect answer.
St. Joe. 5 seconds.
Frank Stockton. That must have been one of the millions that didn't hear that one. For 20 points, what British admiral was the first Earl of Burma, supreme commander of the Allied forces in Southeast Asia?
Trevor, St. Joe.
Drake.
Incorrect answer.
Bridgman, 5 seconds.
Lord Mountbatten. You might want to get your pencils out for this one. It's a math question for 5 points. Add 1,020 and 1,020.
Michael, Bridgman.
The 2040, but never mind.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
Is there more to it?
Yes. Now add. Well, this is for.
This is for St. Joe.
Now add 20 to your answer. Add 20 again. Now add 10. Add 10 again. What is the sum?
Fumbo.
3,000.
Incorrect. 2,100. For 10 points.
Sorry. That's all that Sprite.
That's a tough. For 10 points, the Hang Seng Index is a measure of which city's stock exchange?
Patrick, St. Joe.
Beijing.
Incorrect.
Bridgman, 5 seconds.
Nanjing.
Jason.
Nanjing.
Incorrect. Hong Kong. For 10 points, who replaced Halleck as General-in-Chief of Union forces in the spring of 1864?
Patrick, St. Joe.
Grant.
That is a correct answer for 10 points. For 15 points, quote, a man is born free, and everywhere he is in chains, end quote. What French philosopher made this observation?
Trevor, St. Joe.
Voltaire.
Incorrect.
Ryan, Bridgman.
Rousseau.
That is a correct answer for 15 points. For 5 points, define and spell candor.
Trevor, St. Joe.
The definition is bravery, and the spelling is Candor.
No, that is incorrect.
That's incorrect.
Bridgman. Ryan.
The definition is like wit or manner of speaking, and the spelling is Candor.
You had the spelling right, but it's frankness. For 15 points, what is the mean of all integers from 1 to 10?
Fonbo, St. Joe.
5.5.
That is a correct answer for 15 points. For 5 points, how do you spell legionnaire? Meaning,
Trevor, St. Joe.
Legionnaire.
correct answer for 5 points. And it was the National Association of Military Veterans. For 10 points, which of the 3 types of blood vessels have valves?
Trevor, St. Joe.
Platelets.
Incorrect.
Bridgman. Stephen.
Arteries.
Veins.
This will be the final question coming up here of the first round.
For 10 points, in what language was the Gutenberg Bible printed?
Trevor, St. Joe.
Latin.
That is a correct answer for 10 points.
That'll wrap up the first half of today's academic challenge. We will be back with the score and the 60-second round after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
Is that one function? Sine of x. From 0 to pi. No, because he said like parent, so I thought he put like p on the outside. He said, he said like p parent something. I didn't understand what he said. Yeah, I know. Because I used to say, I mean, no, I'm used to hearing like quantity, so I got messed up by that.
Hey, Trevor.
Oh,
Trevor, are we switching before the
score.
60-second or after?
what was that?
Can we
What's that?
should we switch before or after the 60 seconds?
I think it's generally after.
All right, that's fine.
What was the function that you had to find the area underneath?
I
Was it sine? Wait, Trevor, was it
I
sine of x or
Sine
two
of
sine
x.
of x?
The sine of
From
x.
0 to pi. The sine of pi is 1.
I was gonna guess on.
No, it's
No,
that
sine of-
area under the curve.
Under the curve.
There's the integral.
All right, everybody ready? Let's bring her back and get on to the 60-second round.
So, I mean, sine of 180 is also...
And here we go. At the end of the first half, the score, St. Joe 100, Bridgman 35. And we move on to the 60-second round. Teams, you have 3 categories to choose from. We'll give you 60 seconds to answer as many of the 10 questions as you can. Each one is worth 10 points, and there will be a 20-point bonus if you answer all 10 within the time limit. You're encouraged to consult with one another at this point, but the answers must come from the team captain. After your minute is up, the opposing team will have a chance to answer any questions that you passed on or missed. Bridgman, you're trailing at the moment. You will have the first choice of these categories, and they are What the Devil, Drugs, and Spanish. What is your choice, please? What are we going to do?
What the devil?
What the devil is the choice here. So, Bill, when you are ready, we'll start
Okay,
the
well,
clock, and you'll have 60 seconds.
We have an intro. So let's see how you can do with a series of questions about the major spirit of evil, The devil. Oh, jeez. Right. What do you call a person who represents the opposing side of an argument to test its validity?
Devil's advocate.
Correct. There is an expression which means to acknowledge the ability or success of even a wicked opponent.
Pass.
A rich chocolate cake.
Devil's food cake.
Correct. The phrase means reckless, careless.
Daredevil.
Incorrect. Name the site of a former French penal colony.
Devil's Island.
Correct. Another word for mischief.
Pass.
Another name for an octopus.
Devilfish.
Correct. A national monument in Wyoming.
Devil's Tower.
Correct. Short story by Stephen Vincent Bennett.
Pass.
Ambrose Bierce Lexicon.
Devil beer.
Incorrect.
I got 5.
3, 4, 5. 5 points.
5 correct
50
for a
points.
total of 50 points for Bridgman. And we'll turn to St. Joe. You'll have a chance to answer the questions that Bridgman either passed on or missed. Bill?
Okay. There is an expression which means to acknowledge the ability or success of even a wicked opponent.
Daring the devil.
Incorrect. It's giving the devil his due. The phrase means reckless or careless.
Devil may care.
That's a correct answer. Another word for mischief.
Devilish.
I think that's a correct answer. This says devilry, devilment. That's a good one. Short story by Stephen Vincent Bennett.
The devil.
Close. The Devil and Daniel Webster. An Ambrose Bierce Lexicon.
The devil's dictionary.
That's a correct answer.
3 correct for St. Joe. And for a total of 30 points. All right. Now we'll turn this around here. St. Joe, it's your turn to choose from the remaining 2 categories, and they are drugs and Spanish. Where are we going?
We'll take drugs.
Nice.
No, you will not.
Yeah. Well phrased, young man. Well phrased. All right.
Okay.
Let's put 60 seconds back on the clock, and St. Joe, it's all yours.
Okay, it's identify these various drugs, also called acetylsalicylic.
Pass.
The first antibiotic.
Penicillin.
Correct. A drug that has no real effect, but you think it does, so you feel better.
Placebo.
Correct. Scurvy is a deficiency of what vitamin?
Vitamin C.
Correct. Tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC, is the active ingredient
Marijuana.
in this. Correct. Thank you. Developed by M.C. Chang, John Rock, and Gregory Pincus, it revolutionized female sexuality.
The birth control pill.
That's a correct answer. Tampering with this drug caused death to 7 persons in Chicago in 1982.
Advil.
Incorrect. Underproduction of this hormone causes diabetes.
Insulin.
Correct. What drug is lysergic acid diethylamide?
LSD.
That's a correct answer.
Total of 7 correct for St. Joe there. For 70 points.
I got the ones I got.
And Bridgman, you'll have a chance to answer those missed or passed on. Bill?
Okay, here we go again. It's also called acetylsalicylic acid.
Aspirin.
That's a correct answer. Tampering with this drug caused death to 7 persons in Chicago in 1982.
Tylenol.
Correct answer. And where's the other one?
was
Oh,
it.
that was it. That was it. Yeah,
That was
because
it?
They didn't do those.
All right.
No, but they
You
didn't.
didn't
They
get
didn't
all-
answer.
didn't
the,
get all
they didn't
10.
answer the 10.
You only get a chance to steal or answer the ones missed or
So you get
pass them.
20.
So 2 correct there for 20 points. And that wraps up the 62nd round. We'll check the scores and conclude the game next here on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
Go Bears. Go Bears. Yeah, I wrote us's and them's on the paper.
Boy, am I glad you guys didn't take Spanish.
Oh,
I don't know. What was it?
worse than the drugs name.
Was it just like translate the
Oh,
word?
it's just translate.
Like which what kind of
amiable,
We couldn't have done it.
poco,
I don't know.
simpatico,
Pokemon.
could have
done
guapo.
Oh my
Oh wow! We've gotten those.
know it was gonna be that easy.
Yeah.
Those are like-
It gets better.
Like translate the first
Moreno.
sentence of Don Quixote.
Escuchar, necesitar, mirar, frecuentar.
Mirar is to see.
Wow.
Wow, that is. We could have.
We thought that one was gonna be awful.
Fuck you, Larry.
You guys prepared to say a little something about yourselves?
Yep.
All right, then. Let's do that. We'll do the substitution then, and then we'll conclude. Here we go. The score at the end of the 62nd round, St. Joe 200, Bridgman 105. It is time now to find out a little bit about what's happening at each of our participating schools. And we'll start with St. Joe and Captain Trevor. Or if you're not ready, we can go elsewhere. You
No, we have some stuff.
ready to go? Okay.
Congratulations to Natalie Hepburn, the runner-up in the Miss Blossom Time pageant, and congratulations to Connor Hubble, who won Mr. Blossom Time. Congratulations to our Bears who won those pageants. Also, congratulations to the National Scholastic Art and Writing Award winners. Those names were released lately. And we have a new media center that was just dedicated a few weeks ago, and we're all really excited about that. Also, we're wishing luck to our district orchestras who are preparing for the big String Spectacular concert this week.
Very nice. Bridgman, Stephen?
I'm passing it on to the sweet voice of Ryan High.
Very nice. Don't disappoint now.
Dulcet tones. Here we go.
Alrighty, so here at Bridgman, our spring sports have started, so good luck to all of our spring athletes. 3 of our students qualified for the International DECA competition in Atlanta, Georgia. Good luck to all of them. And Megan Hildebrandt and our own Michael Preston both made top 10 at Blossom Tide. Congratulations, Michael, who was here.
Thank you.
And so our spring break starts March 28th, so I'm sure every Bridgman student is looking forward to that.
All right. Thank you,
You're all
Ryan.
gonna
Well
stay home
done.
and study, right? For a
We,
week and a half?
Yeah.
We have one substitution for St. Joe. You want to step up to the mic and identify yourself there, young man?
I am Chris Klusendorf, and I'm a senior at St. Joseph.
Ta-da. All right, then. Let's begin the second half of today's...
says Chris.
Yeah, let's swap
That's
the...
Chris.
Julia. Julia becomes Chris. Well, not literally, but... in my
Wizard of Oz.
in my weird little world, that's what's happening. And as soon as we get that wrapped up here, we'll begin the second half. Ready? Bill?
All right.
Whenever you are ready.
For 5 points, a plaque in the Louisiana State Capitol marks the site of what violent event on September 8th, 1935?
And that's time.
The assassination of Huey Long. For 15 points, what are the 3 maritime provinces of Canada?
A fun both, St. Joe.
Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, and British Columbia.
Incorrect.
Bridgman, 5 seconds.
Our Canadian neighbors will not be happy. Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Prince Edward Island. For 15 points, this chemical element has the largest electronegative value.
Trevor, St. Joe.
Fluorine.
That's a correct answer for 15 points. For 10 points, who led the 1st through the 5th extermination campaigns in China in an attempt to eliminate the communist forces from 1930 to 1933?
Ryan, Bridgman.
Chiang Kai-shek.
That is a correct answer for 10 points. For 10 points, what 4-letter literary term is defined as the feeling or atmosphere that the writer...
Trevor, St. Joe.
Tone.
Incorrect. That the writer creates for the reader.
Bridgman. Ryan.
Mood.
That's the correct answer for 10 points. For 15 points, what two sons of tragedian Eunice Brutus Booth were also tragedians?
Stephen, Bridgman.
Romulus and Remus.
St. Joe,
Incorrect.
5 seconds.
Oh, you're going to hate yourselves for this one. Edwin T. Booth and John Wilkes Booth.
Oh,
For 20 points. Oh, gee, hate yourself. For 20 points, in the celebrated introduction to a book of his landscape pictures published in 1833, and in his lectures on the history of landscape, he was among the first to propose, in opposition to the ideal of beautiful nature, the principle that under no circumstances should nature undergo correction. Name this noted English landscape painter.
Time.
John Constable. For 10 points, what was the name of the list of prohibited books which members of the Roman Catholic Church were forbidden to read?
Time.
The index. Time period would have been nice. For 15 points, an abortive romance possesses superiority over complete abstinence of amatory experience. Tennyson said it better. How?
Time.
Now you guys are going to hate yourself again. 'Tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. For 5 points, in 1735, John Harrison invented the first accurate chronometer for keeping time at sea, crucial for determining angular distance on Earth's surface, better known as what?
Trevor, St. Joe.
Longitude.
That's the correct answer for 5 points. For 10 points, its usual color today derives from the 16th century Dutch, who...
Funbo, St. Joe.
Orange. Orange fruit.
Okay. That's incorrect. Who bred the color in honor of their country. What is the root crop?
Bridgman. Ryan, Bridgman.
Carrot.
That's a correct answer for 10 points. For 5 points, the beloved Will Rogers was once mayor of this town. Today it houses the lavish estates of many luminaries of the cinema world. Almost surrounded by Los Angeles, this city has given its name to the unlevel terrain on which it is built.
Michael, Bridgman.
Beverly Hills.
That's the correct answer for 5 points. For 20 points, she was observed in Curie's ice cream parlor across the street from Hollywood High School in January 1936. Billy Wilkerson, editor of The Hollywood Reporter, approached her while she was drinking a Coke. What famous actress was discovered?
Trevor, St. Joe.
Marilyn Monroe.
Incorrect.
Bridgman. Time.
Lana Turner. I'm sure you all know her. For 10 points. What I word in computer science indicates a system that deals with you as though you're having a conversation?
Patrick, St. Joe.
Interface.
Incorrect. Or incorrect. You ask the system to do something and it responds.
Bridgman.
Interactive.
Oh.
For 15 points. Give me the dates of the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Time.
August 6th and 9th, 1945. For 5 points, with what state would you associate the following works of fiction? Tobacco Road by Erskine Caldwell, Gabriel Tolliver by Joel Chandler Harris, and Gone with the Wind by Margaret Mitchell.
Trevor, St. Joe.
Missouri.
Incorrect.
Bridgman, Stephen.
Virginia.
Georgia. Atlanta. Birding of Atlanta and Gone with the Wind. You might want to get your pencils out on this one. For 15 points, name the authors of these 4 classics which have influenced economic thought. Wealth of Nations, Essay on the Principle of Population, Origin of Species, Das Kapital.
Trevor, St. Joe.
Scott, Malthus, Darwin, Marx.
Incorrect.
Bridgman, take a shot.
Get everything but the first one. Adam Smith. Was the Wealth of Nations. Everything else you had right. For 15 points, according to VSEPR theory, what is the molecular geometry of carbon tetrachloride?
Stephen, Bridgman.
Tetrahedral.
That's a correct answer for 15 points. For 10 points, what does Cinderella's coachman become at midnight?
Michael, Bridgman.
Mice.
Incorrect.
St. Joe. Trevor.
A dog.
A rat. For 20 points, a World War II gasoline shortage made this product of the basic jet fuel, and it still is. Name it.
Patrick, St. Joe.
Kerosene.
That is a correct answer for 20 points. Math question for 15 points. What is the derivative of the function y equals the tangent of x?
Stephen, Bridgman.
Secant squared of x.
Yes, correct answer for 15 points. For 10 points, a treaty involving which 2 countries is considered Jimmy Carter's greatest accomplishment as president?
Trevor, St. Joe.
The USSR and Afghanistan.
Incorrect.
Bridgman. Stephen.
Israel and Egypt.
That's correct answer for 10 points. For 10 points, living tissue can readily absorb the 90 isotope of which element due to its chemical similarity with calcium? We're talking about an alkaline earth metal with atomic number 38.
Trevor, St. Joe.
Barium.
Incorrect.
Bridgman, 5 seconds. Stephen.
Magnesium.
Strontium.
This will be the final question of the match coming up next.
All right, it's a math question. For 15 points, how many square units are in the area of a triangle with these vertices? Parent 0, comma, minus 4, close parent. Parent 3, comma, minus 4, comma, close parent, comma. Parent 3, comma, 2, close parent.
Trevor, St. Joe.
9.
That is a correct answer for 15 points. Good job.
That wraps it up. At the end of today's Academic Challenge match, we'll tabulate the scores, announce the winners after this on WSJM, the news and talk of Michigan's Great Southwest.
Furious that I missed
guys
did
Adam.
Really well.
Good match. Good match.
Good match.
Adam. What? Adam
Won, but
Scott.
you guys did well.
Stupid. No.
I'm mad that I missed Hiroshima and Nagasaki. I got
August 6th, but
I thought it was 6 days later.
Yeah.
I knew they were like 2 days.
Adam Scott.
All right, we ready?
That was the name of the
Here we go.
Might actually.
Let's bring her home. We are back on WSJM's Academic Challenge to announce today's winner and to thank our sponsors. The winners with a score of 240 to 180, the team from St. Joe. Let's have a nice hand for the gang from St. Joe.
Good game.
Nice hand for the guys from Bridgman. A real good comeback by Bridgman in the second half. Congratulations, and thank you all for joining us on WSJM's Academic Challenge. Brought to you by Southwestern Michigan College, Lake Michigan College, Western Michigan University Southwest, and by Chemical Bank. Next week, the finals. St. Joe will face the winner of Berrien Springs and Coloma, and we'll have that next week right here on WSJM. It's Academic Challenge. Thank you all. Beautiful.
Good job.
Nice match.
Good match.